Hello my friends Hello my friends and welcome to Starcraft Desert Strike. Starcraft 2 Desert Strike 1338. I will try this replay. I will try this replay cast something, and that is you pause every couple seconds. And when you watching, it's annoying. I try to work on it, so game starts. I will try to avoid this button. Game starts. I didn't even make a huge introduction to, so you turn off the video and immediately, one moment, I will just, this is very important, I just check. You have picture, okay. This is very important because otherwise I will, talk to the monitor and without knowing whether the video is, turned on. Okay. So you press on video start. You press on video start and immediately see the game that is on the thumbnails. 1 versus 1 game between Elemento playing as Protoss and of course StarLuk representing like always in every replay. In every replay when I watching it he represents FMG. Why? Why he represents FMG? Does FMG care about you or DSGMs? I mean, I can understand like it's probably some first clan and it has some meaning, probably a larger meaning than the actual clan. Probably, yeah, never mind. Okay, play how you want, but yeah. Okay, what was the replay was named unusual. So we are about to see some unusual things. So I can imagine, oh, Elemento scans, he thinks Terran, okay, tricked, but you know what? He will actually win anyway, independent of this. Against 5 Stalkers, this, in my opinion, will anyway win. But okay, never mind. I will just let the replay go and eat. Oh, actually the Stalkers win. Okay, I didn't expect this. But I'm pretty sure like next or over next wave, the Stalkers are done. So what you can expect from this type of replay cast is that I will be less talking. Okay, very good. StarLuk sells the banelings because he understands immediately that the banelings against Stalkers are completely useless and makes the more useful units against it, which are Zerglings. What do we have? We have some Polish colonizations here. So yeah, you know, in my past replay casts I used to pause a lot and then I put some, talk, some input from me. I say some opinion about what the players are doing at the moment, what they could have done better, or not, to be precise, different, yeah, but not better, to not offend anybody here. And that was usually the reason, or I think another reason why I was also pausing a lot was because I have some story from my life to tell and share with you, because I like to share on my YouTube channel some stories, what happened recently in my life and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I like this. I like to do this videos also with heart, and I feel zero pressure when I sit and talk about something, about God, world, politics, whatever, games usually. But I also can talk about life a bit. Yeah, and I can imagine that, like, because I will not try to pause it, it is possible that you will less get of my input opinion considering gameplay. And that someone can like, someone maybe not. I can imagine that probably most of the people of, I don't know, 40 viewers that are watching the replay casts, they probably want to see the game play actually, and are maybe less interested about my talking. So yeah, you can say how you like. How is it for you? Is this better or worse if I pause it, or if I don't pause it at all? But it is really a little bit a challenge for me. If I pause it, then it is usually like some 5 minutes that you hear me talking without any progress in the gameplay replay. So I will maybe also try to work on it to, you know, analyze, you know, say something on my opinion while the game continues. So this type of game, this type of game, I used to play against Didi a lot. Not a lot. I remember he was when long ago I was playing as Protoss, and he has a very good Zerg versus Protoss, in my opinion. Who is Didi? Didi is one of the best 1 versus 1 players at the moment, and yeah, I can imagine it was something similar like what we see here from StarLuk, mass Zerglings and then transferring into, I believe it was Ultras first, and then into Queen Broodlords. This I am very interested whether we are going to see this also from StarLuk. I am also curious whether this is even needed or not to go Ultras with this type of combination. Because in my opinion, if you think a bit about late game, about what happens with the Zerglings later in the 20th minute, let's say, when the Protoss player will have, for example, either Archons or Colossus, then all these Zerglings will, you know, die in very fast. And then what remains is Ultras. So usually you do Ultras in combination with Zerglings. The Immortals are good against Ultras, but the problem is that when there's too much Zerglings, then they fire their shots, important shots, on Zerglings, and then that's why you need some splash damage, and therefore you can use, for example, Colossus. With let's say 5 Colossus, the Zerglings will disappear in, I don't know, 2-3 seconds. And then, as a consequence, when Zerglings disappear, and if you in addition have Immortals and Colossus to the Stalkers, then the Ultras will also disappear in very few seconds from Immortals. So the ground becomes really useless. I'm not talking about like before 20 minutes, I'm talking about when, for example, the Protoss army covers like whole area, you know, when he has like Stalkers, Immortals, Colossus, and then the Zerg will just not be able to surround the Protoss army with his Zergling Ultra combination. First Queens. And then you have to sell it, in my opinion. You have two options. Either you continue to do, I mean, if the Protoss player will continue ground, then you, as a Zerg player, are also forced to continue ground. Because otherwise he will overrun you with ground. So you are forced. I'm gonna talk less now. In my opinion, Protoss, I would say, is more favorite in this matchup, but I would say that this is one of the most efficient ways to deal with Protoss. I also remember I was testing it with Firelord in some, like, very long ago. I was playing as Zerg, something like, I don't know, 6 games or so, or maybe it was more. And then I remember, I think from all these 6 games, like, I was trying different types of strategies. I was trying only mass Zerglings, I was trying standard Zerg, like Roach, Hydra, Queen, I was trying Zerglings, Hydras, I was trying like Brutes and different things. And I remember I was winning with in 2 games, I believe. In 2 games I believe I win, and in 1 game for sure I remember I was using Zerglings Ultras, probably 2, and from this I, like StarLuk is showing here, I was transferring to Queen Brutes. In my opinion, Protoss can outplay this strategy by continuing to mass ground. Because by continuing to mass ground, you also force, I mean, from time to time I believe, of course, Zerg can add some broodlords, but when the Protoss continues to add ground army, then the Zerg will automatically be forced to continue also ground, because he will notice that, oh, wait a moment, I'm losing against ground. You cannot allow, for example, the Protoss to stack, and that's why you need, you know, some units that are pulverizing Protoss army in best case immediately. So right now StarLuk does not allow Protoss waves to survive. So he kills each army, which is very important, because once it is really enough to once allow Protoss player to stack, then it's usually GG. From these 3 colossus, it will be 6 colossus. And with 6 colossus, my friends, you can completely forget these zerglings. Like, they don't even exist. Like, see these minerals? They like pop. So if I was Elemento here, he's doing a good job. He got Colossus in this difficult time. So what he needs right now, oh my goodness, this is already a bit heavy. He needs right now Immortals, right? Elemento, oh yeah, okay, okay, I mean this is a little bit dangerous, I would say, because the problem is you have carriers without any upgrades, but you have you know, ground army with already 1 shield and +3, my friend. So what would be more efficient? In my opinion, I would make Immortals. Because you want your, for example, Colossus, in this case, yeah, you stacked already. But if you had some Immortals, like let's say 3, 4, 4, I would say. 4 I think would be already enough to, you know, increase the stack potential like dramatically. Because you see, this should not happen. Like if you had some Immortals in between, then they would avoid the pulverization of the Stalkers, and then you would have some... I mean, honestly, it looks not bad. I would say this is almost GG. Like, look, you see this amount of Stalkers, they get pulverized by these Ultras. Or almost pulverized. See these Zerglings, my friends? Okay, they're not getting pulverized completely, but you can very good see that they die very fast. So later you have to think as a Zerg player to sell them and make either Raptors or Broodlords, I would say. Because you need to replace these Zerglings with these Brutlings. Yeah, these things what the Broodlords are shooting. And to be able to replace them, like look at, oh, I think that's it. Yeah, see this? Yeah, here are some Zerglings because of some side. Yeah, the Ultras are really reducing very good the Stalkers, and like I already said, some Immortals... Wait, Elemento sent me this. So yeah, this is a replay from Elemento, and I think in my last replay... What was that? That was ZvP, I think, right? Elemento win this, I think. Yeah, it was this Archeon, High Templar. Yeah, I remember, yeah. This... So, if you are in such situation, my friends, where you face this Broodlords, Queens, just, I would say, just make continue to do ground, because you're you need you really need you can't continue to this is I would say very dangerous, because you can't continue to make carriers while your ground is opened. In my opinion, Zerg need to force Protoss player to stay on the ground. Like he has units that shoot on the ground, and if you are not strong enough on the ground, and once these broodlords or ultras, all ground attackers or ground attacking units, if they start to shoot on the planetary fortress, then like this is too less. You need to have more units on the ground to, you know, to have like some snowball. Okay, and now I hope I can finally make some opinion. Yeah, probably I already I'm surprised Elemento is sending me 2 replays. One replay he wins, another replay, this one, he loses. So very interesting to see that Elemento probably the only one. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. He sends a replay where he also loses, so he has no problems to show some good game where the opponent played well, but Elemento lost. Yeah, in my opinion, I for sure can say that Protoss should have stayed more on the ground before making carriers. Stalkers, it's good. I was also thinking at the same time when, for example, I saw Zerglings that maybe you also could make a switch to Zealots. And since you are tier 2, you know, some DTs maybe, but this is like everyone can do it differently, because Zealot, Archeon, they destroy Zerglings completely. And another thing, for example, you had Ultras. In my opinion, this was for sure a must to do Immortals. A combination of Stalker, Immortals, and Colossus, they would for sure give Zerg hard time to break through. Zerglings would, you know, they would disappear, and then Immortals would start to shoot at the Ultras. This would mean that Queens and Broodlords would come later, because Zerg would be forced to do more against ground. Because if he does not do more against ground, then Protoss army will stack more. So StarLuk did a good job to destroy waves and not allowing Protoss to stack first wave with the second wave. Against Queens, you do Colossus, so you would have Colossus. And if I, for example, see that if I am, for example, Protoss, and if I see that Zerg has no Queens, then of course it's very good to do carriers. But if I see like there's a ton of Queens and I have no carriers, then the best way to deal with them is Colossus. First, they are cheaper, and they also, in my opinion, in mass more effective because of splash damage. Because until you reach with carriers the critical amount of the critical, because if you reach the critical amount of carriers, which is something like 8, let's say, you need time and money. So you would have, for example, invest less money into ground. You open then, yeah, yourself on the ground, but you have then carriers. So yeah, this is like, yeah, in my opinion, this type of gameplay, what StarLuk showed as a Zerg player, was very similar to what I have faced against Didi. Very, very similar. And yeah, I was very surprised how long Didi was holding me on my planetary fortress, but as I said, once, like from a certain time, the Zerg will just not be able to surround with his Zergling Ultras combination the Protoss snowball, and then the Protoss will start to snowball. He will have tons of Colossus, and they will just pulverize these queens. And then you slowly can, when you see this happens, you're safe on the ground, then you can slowly like do this. And then when you push the Zerg back, here, like here, all people, like really all people must know, or probably already know, that you can do a very easy move, like completely easy, my friends. Really, you don't need even brain for this. You just sell everything and then you transfer to carriers. And then when you have like 10 carriers that goes out with one wave, then this will do shit. This will do really shit. Of course with +3 weapons. Yeah. Okay. Good game, well played, my friends. How many? 26 minutes? Yeah, this is completely other time what we have. Okay. Someone invited me, but how can he invite me? I am set on offline, my friends. How is this possible? How can he see me? I set myself on offline because I want to, you know, make a replay. But how can the people, like, he's not even in the in the clan where I am. I understand if he was in the clan, then he could see, for example, where is this thing? Isn't there some stuff like clan? What? I remember there was some clan chat or some stuff. Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. GG, well played, my friends. Thanks for replay, and stay curious, motivated, and healthy. And see you, my friends, in the next games. Goodbye, everyone. I will make it short because, yeah, I don't want to talk and make this video like 1 hour. Okay, see you, my friends, in the next games. Goodbye.